This year, we heard compelling and passionate speeches that touched the hearts of the selection committee and captured the mission of Los Angeles City College. I would like to recognize an exceptional student who participated in this process. Please stand when I call your name. Patricia Rios. Thank you, Patricia, for sharing your story, and congratulations on maintaining a 3.9 grade point average. It is with great honor that I introduce our 2017 valedictorian, Patricia Rios.
So first, I'm going to start by correcting that. I actually have a 4.0. President Martinez, distinguished faculty, administrators, and guests, family, friends, and fellow graduates, good afternoon. My name is Patricia Rios, and it is my honor and my privilege to stand before you as a representative of our diverse class, the LACC class of 2017. We did it! My story mirrors the story of many. I was 5 when my dad walked out on me, my 2 younger brothers, and my pregnant mother. After realizing that there was no future for us in Mexico, my mother decided to make the move north. Her choice proved to be the right choice, even though it was not an easy one at times. From her, I learned early on that achievement requires hard work and perseverance, and that with God, all things are possible. Timing. Timing is another lesson we learn to understand as we get older. 35 years ago, I graduated from high school. I crossed the stage, much like I will today, with gold ropes around my neck. But the joy I feel today was instead a deep sense of sorrow. My dream of higher education had been sidelined by an obstacle I had no control over. The wheels of bureaucracy had not turned fast enough to change my immigration status. And therefore, I could not attend the 4-year university I had so long dreamed of attending. Despite the detour, I continued working hard, chasing the American dream. I then met and married the love of my life, Steve. And for the next 25 years, I gave 100% to the hardest and most rewarding job title I will ever hold, Mom. To my daughter Danielle and my son Stephen, my dream of higher education sat patiently on the sidelines. It was not until my son was getting ready to graduate from college that I began looking into going back to school to pursue my unfulfilled dream. LACC was an obvious choice because it's easy accessible from work. The paralegal program was also an obvious choice because that is the type of work I have been doing for the past 31 years. Excited, I sent an email to the program director asking for information. To my surprise, my email was quickly answered with a very encouraging message by Professor Will Vargas. With all the information I could possibly need. I enrolled in the program, and in the fall of 2015, I began my journey of a college education at LACC. Thank you, Professor Vargas, for being that friendly face that helped me make that first day so much less stressful for me. I am also thankful for professors like Professor Goulet, who share their vast real-world experience and challenge her students to strive for excellence. The timing was finally right. For me and for you, graduates, this is our time. The last couple of years have been full of challenges and obstacles, but you have overcome whatever obstacles have stepped in your path, and you have conquered any and all challenges. You have learned to persevere in the face of adversity, and you are stronger because of it. Tomorrow, some of us will go back to work as usual, some of us will begin looking for a job, and some, myself included, sorry, Steve, I'm not done yet. We will continue our education. I wish you all the best in whatever tomorrow will bring for you. But today we celebrate all of our hard work and our accomplishments thus far. We celebrate with those who have helped and supported us through this process, because none of us could have done this alone. One thing is certain, though, we are all better equipped, more confident, and wiser because of the time we have spent at LACC under the guidance of the great professors and counselors who have shared their knowledge, experience, and wisdom with us. Thank you, LACC. Because I've lived more than most of you, I will take the liberty of giving you a little advice. Choose to live with an attitude of gratitude. Choose to be thankful for what you have. Choose to be thankful for the opportunities before you, and be ready and willing to work hard to take full advantage of them. Choose to treat others with respect. Choose to serve others. A simple thing like an email can make a huge difference in someone's life. And most importantly, choose to never, ever give up on your dreams. Remember that life is all about timing. Be patient. The timing will be right at some point, and when it is, be ready for the hard work and perseverance that will be required. Thank you, God bless, and congratulations, class, LACC class of 2017.
Ms. Rios, congratulations on your accomplishments. And on behalf of the LACC Emeriti Association, it is my honor to present to you this check for $500 as an acknowledgement for your contributions and your accomplishments, and we wish you continued success. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Patricia Rios. Thank you. Your experiences and accomplishments embody the mission of Los Angeles City College, and again, I want to thank you. I'd like to invite to the podium the Academic Senate President, Dr. Daniel Warner.
Thank you. On behalf of the Los Angeles City College Faculty Association, all your professors, I want to welcome the family members and congratulate the class of 2017. In this increasingly divided country, we need engaged citizens more than ever. The higher education offered at LACC provides important tools that can help us become a more engaged society. Professors in subjects like library and media arts teach information literacy and show us how to search for truth. Professors in the sciences help us think critically, analyze and evaluate objectively, and distinguish facts from from alternative facts. Professors in the social sciences help us to learn about the present and not repeat the failures of the past. And professors in the arts and humanities help us to develop empathy and perhaps recognize that the greatness of our country should be measured by how well we support every member of our incredibly diverse society. As Margaret Mead said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Class of 2017, your professors are so grateful to have had the opportunity to provide you a strong foundation in higher education. We are very proud of you because we know how much you sacrificed and how hard you worked to be here today. LA City College faculty, please rise.
Thank you, faculty and staff, for your outstanding service to our students. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our Los Angeles City College Foundation for their commitment to serving our community. Today, I'd like to invite Executive Director Robert Swartz to the stage to share a message on behalf of the Los Angeles City College Foundation.
Wow, what a crowd. Look at this crowd. I have to tell you, we were just talking backstage that I think this is the largest number of family and friends we've ever seen here. So thank you so much for being here. Give them a round of applause. It's really my pleasure to be here today to act as the warm-up for Mayor Garcetti. He's a friend, and I'm so glad that he could be with us today. So I just want to say that during the past academic year, LACC Foundation has continued to build on its success and its reputation as one of the most robust and effective community college foundations in the United States. Since last fall, we've given over $568,000 to over 1,100 students. And since 2011, when I became the executive director, we have provided in excess of $3 million to more than 5,600 deserving students at LA City College. So since 1998, which happens to be the year that we started doing some commercial activity on the campus, we've provided a whopping $21 million to the students and the programs at Los Angeles City College. We're really pleased about that. So this past academic year, we've grown quite a bit. It started with a $10.1 million gift that we received from the Herb Alpert Foundation. Perhaps some of you heard about that. This was the largest gift ever received by a Southern California community college. We also received 2 additional gifts, which we actually don't speak about too much, which tells you how successful this has been. That totaled $500,000 from an individual and foundation who were inspired by the gift from Herb Alpert. We've begun to receive distributions for what will ultimately be a $1 million bequest from an alumnus of LACC that will be put to use to support those who will follow in your path at the college. And we pledge to match $1 million over the next 5 years for a scholarship endowment for students studying in STEM. So it's great, huh? Good stuff. So we have further built on our scholarships and other endowments through strong alumni and corporate outreach efforts, with our net assets now standing at $23 million, which is the largest by far among LA's community colleges. So this year, the foundation supported travel for competitions involving our award-winning teams and programs for math, theater, forensics, Model UN, and these are just some of them, and our great campus newspaper, The Collegian. We've continued to contribute towards achieving a debt-free education for our President's Scholars, our Guardian Scholars, veterans, nurses, and RadTech students, and we've touched every department on campus with our support. So we've had a great year in accessing funds and resources for LACC and the students, but I have to tell you this, that the reason we do what we do is not found in the numbers and the statistics. I usually actually don't cite them when I'm talking to potential donors. It's really about you and the accomplishments that you've realized at LACC that culminate in today's graduation. The LACC Foundation staff has worked each day to make a difference in your lives and in the ability of the college to provide a first-class education to you and those who will follow in your footsteps. So my advice, you have to get advice, it's the commencement. My advice to you is simple. As you move forward with your education and your careers, please give back and pay forward the knowledge and personal development that LACC has afforded to you. Make a difference in the lives of your families, your friends, and your community. I know that many of you are already doing this, and I encourage you all to put your education and knowledge to work as you continue on your respective paths. Giving back and making a difference in your lives has been and will continue to be the driving force behind our success at the Foundation. Give back to LACC by joining and being active in the Alumni Association, by encouraging your friends and family to follow your lead, and to enroll in LACC, and to take classes from our extraordinary faculty who I have the privilege of working with on a regular basis, and to discover what you already know, that LA City College will play a vital role in creating something special in each one of the students whom we all have the privilege to serve. It's been my personal honor to provide support to so many of you. So now, go forward, stay in touch, continue to make us proud. Congratulations, class of 2017.
Thank you, Robert Swartz, and I want to thank the foundation. There are some members here from the foundation. Thank you for all your hard work. Every year, we are joined by a member of the community to address our graduating class. This year, I'm proud to introduce the Honorable Mayor Eric Garcetti, who is very special to us at Los Angeles City College. He is the 42nd mayor of Los Angeles. His Back to Basics agenda is focused on jobs, creation of jobs, and solving everyday problems for Los Angeles residents. Garcetti was elected 4 times by his peers to serve as president of the Los Angeles City College from 2006 to 2012. From 2001 until taking office as mayor, he served as council member representing the 13th District, which includes Hollywood, Echo Park, Silver Lake, and Atwater Village, all of which dramatically revitalized Garcetti's leadership. He is our councilman. Garcetti was raised in the San Fernando Valley and earned his bachelor's degree and master's degree from Columbia University. He studied as a Rhodes Scholar at Oxford and at the London School of Economics. He's also taught at Occidental City College and USC. A 4th-generation Angelino, he and his wife, Amy Elaine Wakefield, have a young daughter. He is a lieutenant in the United States Navy Reserve and is an avid jazz pianist and photographer. It is with great pleasure that I introduce this year's keynote speaker. Please join me in welcoming our own Honorable Mayor Garcetti.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President. And thank you, President Martinez, the entire faculty, to our VIPs up here, and Trustee Kamlager. Isn't she amazing, by the way? Thank you, Sydney, for your leadership. To friends and family and to the class of 2017, good evening, Los Angeles City College graduates. Now, being Los Angeles, I can't just say good evening. It's also buenas tardes. It's also annyeonghaseyo, sawadee kap, ni hao, bonsoir, mabuhay, namaste, parev, shalom, and salam alaikum, because this is Los Angeles. But I couldn't be happier to be with you and your friends and family right here, right now, in this place. I've taken classes at LACC. I've been your council member for 12 years. My very first graduation speech I ever gave to a college was at LACC over 10 years ago. And to come back here, I've always wanted to play the Greek, too. I'm a musician, but I guess you'll have to settle. Well, you're lucky you don't have to hear me sing. But anyway, this is great to be at the Historic Greek Theater. And I want you to breathe this moment in. Pause for a moment in this run-on sentence of a life that we have and feel this punctuation mark. And to hear and to feel the city, the breeze around us, the hills that are here. Up from us is the Griffith Observatory, where some of the most significant discoveries of the heavens have been made. Down from us is the holy ground of LACC, near the hot springs where the native inhabitants, the Tongva, who lived here first gathered. This is a space where we live in Hollywood, my gosh, the most famous neighborhood in the world, where we still capture the dreams and the stories of humanity and put them on screens and on devices to connect with one another. But it's not just the holy ground, it is the holy people that are here today. And you guys are my heroes. I can't think of a place I would rather be and a group I'd rather be speaking to. And for a lot of you, I know it has been a hard ride, a lot harder than it should be. And that's why I have such deep admiration for each and every one of you, for making it here today. I'm moved by what you and your families and your friends have sacrificed for this moment. You've worked so hard and come so far for this milestone today. Now look, I know most commencement speakers give you really good advice about how to make your mark on the world, but I think Sydney did such a great job, I'm going to dispense with that. So instead of a speech of advice, you could go out there and Google inspiring commencement speech and read them tonight, but I'm going to try to give you some enlightened words of wisdom. But something tells me that all the platitudes in the world wouldn't have the same resonance as this crowd, so I just want to speak to this moment in time, this place, and in history. Because the fact that you are here today, that you're about to stand up and walk away with a college degree, so many of you for the first time in your family, so many of you who came from another place, so many of you who are going on to transfer to other institutions, so many of you who will make an impact in this world means you've already made your mark in the world. I hated hearing graduation speeches that talked about you're the leaders of the future. Cast that away. You are the leaders of today. I don't have to give you advice about how to persevere because you've earned your education. And I know that the results of that work don't always show themselves overnight. But the hours with the flashcards on the bus, the days buried in books at the MLK library, the weeks of juggling your coursework and your family responsibilities and punching time cards, it all adds up to something very real. It's not just the diploma that you'll have in your hands. It means that you're fulfilling a promise that America and the world needs to be reminded of right now. That talent, intelligence, excellence, perseverance, achievement knows no boundaries of wealth, of race, of background. So I just want to say a few things about the world that you're about to re-enter. Because every new college graduate feels some uncertainty. It's natural. But this climate is particularly trying, not just for those of you who are college graduates, but for all of us out there. Whenever you turn on the television, or refresh your Facebook feeds, a whole lot of people are telling you that the world is in free fall. You're seeing political maps where red and blue don't agree on anything. The planet is warming. People are earning less than their parents did. And a single trip to the emergency room might clean out your bank account if you even have anything in it. So naturally, you're a little worried. You're asking yourself questions. Will I ever own a home? Will I ever land my dream job? Will Beyonce ever reveal what actually went down in that elevator? These are pressing questions. But I'd like to offer a word about leadership. Because leadership is not about saying. Leadership is about seeing. I want to talk to you about something that might seem a little basic. Seeing one another. Today, so many of us don't see one another. In this city, we avert our eyes when we see somebody sleeping in a tent on the streets. We don't know that somebody's a veteran or somebody who's struggled through to emancipate from the foster system. We blind ourselves to one another because we're so focused on what's ahead of us. But I want to tell you about a greeting that's used in Africa. In South Africa, when people see each other, they say a lot more than our traditional, hey, how you doing? In Zulu, they say, sawumbona. And it means literally, I see you. But it means I see you as a person. I see your dignity. I see your humanity. I see your dreams. I see you. That's the greeting. In Hindi, going back to Sanskrit, you say namaste, which means I bow to you, which means I see the God in you, you see the God in me. And if there's one piece of wisdom I can impart to you tonight, it's that nothing is more important than that recognition of seeing one another. Now, I'm your mayor, and so proud to be your mayor. But I'm here as your mayor to say today, I see you. I see who you are. Because this isn't your standard graduation. Statistically, the people who enroll in LA's community colleges, have already faced challenges. Many students who start out at LACC have put themselves through school by working at least one, if not 2 or 3 jobs. Some of you have been unhoused, couch surfing, living in your cars, or even on the streets. Many of you are parents, changing diapers, wiping noses, helping with homework, all before you sit down to study for a final. Thank you, Mama. Some of you, like me, have served in our nation's armed forces and returned home. A good number of you are the first people in your family to graduate, and some of you represent families that have been in Los Angeles for generations. But some of you just came here recently, ready to build a better life. People like Patricia, whose story is ours. But the LACC students who graduate, they are testament to overcoming challenge, and I see that. But I also see that overcoming those challenges wasn't just a question of sheer will or ability. A lot of times it's a question of cost. And money should never get in the way of a good education. Which is why last year I vowed as your mayor, even though I have no formal authority over the community colleges, but as a council member, we worked to put the WorkSource Center on LACC's campus. And I've worked with so many students for so long to make sure that those barriers are broken down. I vowed last year to make Los Angeles the largest city in this nation to make community college free for everyone. And some doubted that we could do it, but like every graduate here this evening, when people doubt me, I kind of get ready to show them wrong. My commitment to the goal only grew stronger. And I see that in you too. So this fall, we are delivering on LA's college promise. And when that first class, any LAUSD graduate will now be able to attend any of the 9 campuses of the community college system in Los Angeles without having to worry about tuition. You see, I see you, the graduates who will soon cross this stage, representing more of America than any campus. More than Harvard University or Yale or Berkeley or Stanford, and tonight I'd much rather be here with you than at any of those places. Because there are truly remarkable people who graduate from this college. Students like Makina, who was raised by a single mom in the middle of a civil war, who learned Russian to barter for bread, Uzbek to find shelter, and English in the hopes of one day finally studying in the United States. Where are you, Makina? You out here? All right. She's probably working. She survived, fighting her way to an education right here at LACC. Or Alexis, who convinced herself that she wasn't just cut out for higher education. She was living below the poverty line, working low-wage jobs in factories and clothing stores just to stay afloat. Alexis fell in love with photography and took to documenting the vanishing relics of rural Iowa where she was born. And by the time she turned 31, Alexis was living in Los Angeles and finally trusted that she could earn that degree. And tonight she's graduating summa cum laude. And guess what? She wants to keep going and get her master's in history. Congratulations, Alexis. Or like the young man, a son of immigrants who grew up in Boyle Heights, graduated from LACC, ran the first union shop in LA's garment industry, and went on to become tailor to the President of the United States. No, I'm not talking about President Obama, I'm talking about President Lyndon B. Johnson, and that student was my grandfather, Harry Roth, who graduated from LACC. You see, LACC is everywhere. You can go to a concert, as I once did downtown, and listen to John Williams playing the Star Wars theme and realize that that building downtown is designed by Frank Gehry, an LACC graduate. And John Williams, the composer, is an LACC graduate. And Mark Hamill, you know, Luke, he's an LACC graduate. So may the force be with all of us when you feel the power of this place. I think about my friend who I talked to on the way here, Andy Kawaja, an immigrant from Lebanon, who came here with $200 in his pocket. And as he worked at a clothing store, he went to LACC. And when the internet hit, he said, wouldn't it be nice to be able to pay for things electronically? And today is in charge of a company called Allied Wallet that processes 70 billion, that's with a B, dollars of transactions every single day. He's an LACC graduate as well, each year. And here, this wasn't in the speech originally, but as I was leaving City Hall, the security guard who says goodbye, I stopped and I talked to Fred, who I talk to almost every day, and I told Fred where I was going, and he said, LACC, I got my AA there. That's where I learned to sing. And he said he's the fourth tenor. You know the three tenors? He claimed to be the fourth. So LACC is everywhere. And when I talk about this legacy, it's not just your legacy, it's my legacy. It's all their legacy. It's this city's legacy, and now it is this world's legacy. And so of all the remarkable over 900 people who are graduating, I want you to know that I see you, and I see your stories. I see the spirit of resilience that lives deep in your bones. I see the obstacles that you have overcome, and that is your greatest advantage. I see that you are equipped to handle disappointment and ready to fight for your dreams. Those of you transferring are going to go to school with juniors who don't have a degree, but you already do. And when you can't do it alone, you know that you see each other. You know how to lean on one another, to learn from each other, and to continue to see each other, because isn't that what the world needs right now more than ever? In a country where policymakers are making decisions that will split up families they've never met, at a time when men are signing legislation that affects the decisions women can make about their own bodies, we need to see each other. When people aren't fixing our streets but sending us tweets, we need to see each other. And the only way that we can make thoughtful and empathetic choices that will move this city and this country forward is by seeing one another and recognizing the common struggles that we have, the common hopes that we have, and yes, the common dreams in this country and this world. When we withdraw from fighting against climate change, we don't see each other. We don't see those villages that have already disappeared because of rising tides. We don't see those children that have asthma because they live in a zip code where black and brown children are clustered and they get the impact of what happens. So we aren't powerless. Even if one person in the White House withdraws from climate change agreements, you know what we did? 200 mayors within 30 hours said, we'll just adopt them in our cities instead, because we see our people. And LACC has fostered that instinct into each one of you, across the political spectrum, across these divides, to build bridges, to find each other, and to see one another. It's demanded that you embrace diversity, question your assumptions, open your eyes to injustice, and hear out opinions that you might not agree with. This school has emboldened your sense of self, forced you to shake your habits, encouraged you to care for the community. So when people lament the lack of leadership in this country, when they say that the world is falling apart, I say, look to the Los Angeles City College class of 2017. This city will be better because of you. This world will be better because of you. And be proud of yourselves today. Not just proud of this degree, but proud of the path that led you to this moment. At one time or another, graduating college may have seemed like a pipe dream, but here you are. Thoreau once wrote that it's not what you look at that matters. It's what you see. What you once thought was unattainable, you now can see and grasp. And we couldn't be more proud of you. And you better believe I'm going to continue seeing you and all that you do. Congratulations, felicidades, class of 2017. Way to go.